Let's talk about AI and why I hate it so much. So let's talk about AI. I think it can be useful, but I think people put way too much faith in it. For instance, I was watching a video probably about a week ago. It's just taken me that long to get around to talking about it. But this guy was saying how AI was so deep, so insightful, so amazing. It's like a PhD professor as my assistant. And so he asked the AI, if you were the devil, how would you take down a society, ruin a society? And the AI came up with a whole list of things, And I was listening to it, and this guy was saying how AI can infer, it can do abstract concepts. I'm like, no, that's not true. AI is basically a glorified search engine. It will bring up results of what is all out in the ether, in the internet world, and smash it together with some fancy programs to make it coherent, but they're programs, and these programs are based on the people who write the programs. Okay, so in this video, there were some pretty big assumptions. First of all, assuming that the devil is real from a Western perspective. So if the AI creators had written this from an atheist perspective, you would have a completely different outcome. If the AI was written from, I don't know, a Buddhist perspective, a completely different outcome. Okay? And then, so as he was talking about this, the AI came up with these answers. And he's like, oh, it's so deep. It's so amazing. I'm like, if you've ever read C.S. Lewis, and I think it's called Wormtail? I don't know. It's a book that he had, and it's an apologetic book for Christianity. That's pretty much what this AI brought up, was the answers that C.S. Lewis had already gone through. This wasn't something new, insightful, deep, whatever. It was a rehash with maybe a little bit thrown in of what people nowadays are saying. Like it was just, I get so frustrated. People, come on, gotta be a little skeptical here. And I get it. I've been there, done that. But, and then the other thing was, oh yeah, I was watching a little TikTok thing came up. And the guy was, I swear, this guy was going off of an AI script because some of the things he said were just ridiculous. So if I'm interpreting it correctly, I don't know. I'm not on TikTok, so I don't ever save anything. It's just something that came up and I clicked on it, so I couldn't go back and find it even if I tried, I'm sure. But it was saying that they found these big statues in Afghanistan, I believe. Okay, so I was able to find the video on TikTok again, and I had misremembered some things. Okay, so first of all, it was about two guys kayaking in Antarctica. That just doesn't happen. You're not allowed in the Antarctica unless you're like high uppity up there. Okay, first of all. Second of all, he said the guy's name was Chris Smith. Okay, that's an American. And he flew drones as a hobby in Afghanistan. No, he didn't. That's called being in the army. Come on. Little, I don't know what some people are thinking. Anyway, and they They flew drones for a hobby in Afghanistan. I'm like, do you hear yourself? Americans flying drones as a hobby in Afghanistan or Iraq, whichever it was. No, listen to yourself. Americans don't do that for a hobby in Afghanistan or Iraq. Those are called soldiers, not hobby drone flyers. Like, come on, let's think a little. Put those thinking caps on. So anyway, AI, yes, it can be useful, but all the information on the internet that it scrapes, it's like scraping the barrel trying to find this information for you and then spit it out in a coherent way for you to understand it. That's all it is. It's just grabbing things from the internet. And we all know what's on the internet. Lots of true stuff, lots of untrue stuff. So you can't just take it at face value. And you can't just assume that the information it has is vetted or useful. There can be useful things. I'm not going to deny that. But there's so much where people just think that someone with authority says it and it must be true. Or it's repeated enough and it must be true. Here's the thing. If you repeat something often enough, especially if you're telling it to yourself, you will believe it. But if you're listening to it on the news over and over and over, you will believe it. If you're listening to it in school over and over and over, you will believe it. And I'm a big believer in looking at both sides of a situation, or four sides, however many sides there are to a issue. I'm a big believer in looking at all sides and going as deep and as wide in the information as I can get, and looking at particularly the information that those who are in positions of authority don't want you to see. Because you know what? Once you get into the weeds, the devil is in the details. It has always been so. It will always be thus. So, just don't believe everything you hear. And then another reason that I really hate the chat bots and the chat AI things is because they are in many ways completely inappropriate, and people using them in inappropriate ways, such as sexual stuff, inappropriate mental health things. There's no oversight in these things, and people are getting into a lot of trouble, especially our youth. But it could go for people of any age. Oh, and the other thing, I absolutely hate with a fiery, burning passion AI-generated videos and ads. They are so fake. I just can't stand it. I don't know about you guys. Maybe you like him, but I cannot stand it. If I see a video come up and I click on it and it has an AI-generated voice or AI-generated images, I'm out. I don't want to hear it. It grates on my nerves so much. So that is why on my videos, my thumbnails, you will see my face. You will see real pictures. It's not going to be anything AI. I can't say ever, but I'm pretty sure ever. I don't think I will ever put on anything AI generated because I just can't stand it. It is a waste of our collective time and energy and breathing space. It's like it sucks everything out of the air and there's nothing left to breathe. Please, if you're a content creator making AI stuff, please stop, because you're muddying up the internet and making it worse. There's so much detritus, junk that we have to sort through nowadays. Please stop. I'm begging you, please stop. Okay. I think I've gotten that all off my chest. Tell me what you think of AI. Maybe I'm completely off track here. You let me know what you think. Anyway, jump in on the conversation. Please comment, share, like, subscribe, do all those things, help a girl out, and let me know your thoughts on this issue, because I just told you mine. All right, have a great day. Bye-bye.